Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to go over with you how to set up RPCS3 to work properly with Fight Night Champion, as well as how to set up the bare knuckles mode within the game. That way you can have all of the fighters and everything that are extra that most people can't typically use. Kind of stumbled across this on accident, which I guess of course I'm glad I did because I can share it with all of you. I know this is something that hasn't been working within RPCS3 for a while, pretty much since the game's been even remotely playable. But today what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to show you now that it actually does work. This is not a mod, this is not, any type of weird setup or anything. This is the actual package file uploaded and working as it should. Kind of show you here, of course, there's Isaac Frost, Andre Bishop, fighters that you would get with the heavyweights pack. Kind of go through here, there's more people. The only fighter you can't use is, where's he at? Let me find him. Okay, maybe not, it's not in here. But, there's like one fighter or something that's not on there, that's locked up, but it doesn't matter. But show you bare knuckles mode, show you that it does work. I'm gonna run through this right quick and show you guys the actual gameplay. It doesn't crash or anything at random.
Good evening, everybody. Glad you've made the decision to be with us. Alongside
like people have reported in the past, so you haven't really had to worry about that too much. But
everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway. The other day when we were talking to Andre Bishop, he said to have success in this fight, I have to land combinations. He landed a good one there. Commits to the straight right. Can Andre Bishop deal with a cut over his eye? We're going to find out. Bishop fights onward. Big, tall Lennox Lewis facing the shorter man here.
Well, it's going to be up to Lewis now not to allow the shorter man.
And I'm not really planning to try and win, by the way. I'm just showing you guys that this does in fact work.
That asset. Make him pay a price on the way in.
Lennox Lewis has got a real problem on his hands now, Teddy. I think the cut is actually worsening around his eye. He has to do a better job of watching out for that. He has to protect that eye.
Yeah, what he has to do now is give his corner man, his cut man, a chance for his work to be accomplished. In other words, there's been coagulants, chemicals put into that eye. Now the fighter has to move a little bit, be elusive, and allow those chemicals, those medicines to work.
Bishop's impressing the judges and
but yeah, as you can see, obviously they're both bleeding. It does work as it should. I'm gonna finish out this round, let you guys see the corner cutscene stuff. It's really a really bloody, violent game mode, which obviously most people used to love playing it. I did myself, so I'm happy that it's something that works now.
Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Huge right hand from Lennox.
But yeah, so there you go. That's bare knuckles mode, of course. Everything works, of course, like it should. You don't have no weird audio sounds or anything as well, like there used to be. Of course, I'm going to show you guys all my settings and everything as far as how to set all that up. And get it working properly. Every now and then you'll get a little slight bit of stutter, which is okay. I don't mind it, but it does happen. It's kind of inevitable because the game still is not perfect, but it is definitely more playable than it used to be. But anyways, I'm gonna jump right into showing you guys how to set all this up. I've actually had to record this video twice now because the first time you couldn't hear me. So I'm not trying to rush through it, but at the same time, sort of, kind of. But what I'm gonna do here on my second monitor going to create a folder. Just going to name it RPCS3 test vid number 2. And there we go. So that's all set up. Now, obviously, what you need to do is, if you don't already have it, download RPCS3 from the website. You go here to rpcs3.net, download, click on Windows, download. I'm not going to do it. I've downloaded it a million times. So, but that's how you get to that. And then you just go here. You're going to go into your downloads here. And then open that file. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up my RPCS3 test. I'm going to grab all these files here. I'm going to drag and drop. That's going to basically create my folder for RPCS3. And then we'll open it. And you've read the quick start guide. Don't show again. Continue. And then there you go. It's going to tell you RPCS3 is up to date. So first things first, obviously you need to upload to here your firmware for your PS3 data. So I'm going to go here to downloads, PS3 update.pop, open, and then I'll click yes. Now I'm using version 4.88. I know there's a newer version 4.9. I don't use it. And of course, this is what I've had that I've been using that does work. So I'm not going to bother updating it. If somebody else wants to, or they want to bother with it, you're obviously more than welcome to see if it will work. But I haven't bothered with it. I don't really care. So long as my games work like they should, it doesn't really matter to me if, you know, the update's on the up and up or whatever anyways. But I'm going to let this do its thing. It's going to take about a minute or two, and then I'll come right back. Alright, and there you go. This is done. It's just going to run through the whole menu and put you back into the screen. So RPCS3 is pretty much set up to use. So next what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Add Games, then you're going to find where your game data is for Fight Night, or whatever the game you have. But obviously for this, we're using Fight Night Champion. You're going to select that folder. It'll find the game data for you. So BOUS30608. If you want to go into all the folders and actually click the folder for that, obviously do so. Some people though will have a different download, so it won't be the same, so I'm not going to bother with that. But there you go. Fight Night Champion's added. I'm going to open it one time, let it do kind of its pre-start and compile all its modules, and I'm going to close it back down. So yeah, you just double click, and then once it does this thing, I'll be back again. Right, and there you go. This is all done. You're going to click Allow Access whenever it asks you about firewall. It's okay. It's no big deal. Game's going to do its first launch up.
It's in the game.
Obviously, it's probably going to be a little glitchy, a little finicky. But I'm going to let it run through, get to the start menu, and then I'm going to close it out because we didn't set up a controller, so it's not like I can really get into the game and play anyway. So, there we go. We're on the main menu. Just close it out. You've pretty much done your initial startup, what you have to do in order to get all the module stuff that the game uses set up. So now what you're going to do, and it's going to be done, of course, in this order. First up, you're going to install the 1.02 update for the game. So you're going to go to File, Install Packages. You're going to go to the Patches folder that I have in the download for the description. Do Update 1.02, you're going to select that and click Open. And then you're going to select the package file in there and do Open again. It's going to ask you if you want to install it. Of course, press yes. This is the update, like I said, to 1.02. This is the most stable version of the game. So now the game is updated. You'll see here as signified by version 1.02. Now, after you've done that, go to Pads, and then under Handlers here, you're going to click on X Input if you're using an Xbox controller. If you're using anything else, like PS3 controller, PS4, it'll be DualShock 3, DualShock 4, etc. I believe, of course, most people will be using an Xbox controller, so you just click on X Input, and then to see if your controller is properly working, for one, it'll show down here battery status LED, and then for two, just grab your triggers or move your joysticks around, and you'll see right here that the dial's moving, and then of course over here that your triggers are working as they should. So there you go. That's all set up like it should. Press save. And then the way I do this is I'm going to start the game one more time. I'm going to let it load up again under the new update because it does have a few other modules it has to set up now. So it'll do its thing. And then we'll launch up and it should put us into champion mode.
EA Sports.
So yeah.
It's in the game.
Let's skip that. Start, okay.
He caught you with one there, huh? It's okay. It happened.
One, two.
Oh, and there you go. So the game's working as it should. Of course, there was a little bit of audio stutter there. We're going to fix that later on. Now, most of the time when you first start this game, it's going to look like absolute trash. I typically don't have much of a problem with this default settings on RPCS3, although there are a few you're going to have to select, really just to be safe and also help with performance. But we'll, of course, get into that later. So now, since we've updated to 1.02, we can now add our DLC in. So you're going to go to File, and this is a two-step process. You got to do it exactly as I do it here. So go to File, go to Install Packages again. You're going to go back into your folder, going to find your DLC patch, and then the one, of course, for your actual game. This one's for the US version, this one's for EU. I have the US version, which is a 3608. You're going to click that, click on your package file, and then press Open. It's going to ask you if you want to install it. Press Yes. It's going to tell you successfully installed. You're going to click OK. Now, most important part of this, and this is the only way I have managed to get this game to work with the bare knuckles mode and all that stuff, is you are going to right click on the game anywhere. Doesn't matter where. It can be on the logo, it can be over here, doesn't matter. You're going to right click on the game. You're going to click on Manage Game Patches. It's going to pop up with a notification here. New patches are available. Do you want to update? You're going to click Yes. When you click Yes, it's going to tell you your file's not up to date. You're going to click OK. You're going to click on Apply, and then Save. Now, I don't know why, but this seems to actually trigger the DLC in the game for me. Because if you just go through here, you click on File, add the package, and start the game, it doesn't work. It shows it in the little store menu in the game that it's installed, but you can't access it. By doing that, I guess it's kind of like forcing the game to update itself again, and now it actually shows the DLC in the game. So, of course, to prove it to you guys, we're gonna double click again, start the game back up, and I'll go through the menu and show you that bare knuckles mode is in fact working, and your heavyweights are all there and all that stuff.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
There we go. Skip all the boring stuff. Yeah. If you have any problems doing this, trying to set this up, if you're not following me along pretty much, 1 second. Can't be getting tagged for any type of copyright there. But yeah, if you haven't followed along step by step, it likely is not going to work. Also, if you're watching this in the future, I would recommend downloading the actual version of RPCS3 I am using. That may also help you, because in updates, a lot of times they take away settings or add settings and modify certain things, and it kind of breaks some games sometimes. But I'll go through that when I get into like how to actually do like the settings for the game and stuff. But here you go. Bare knuckles mode is right here. You're gonna click on it. You're gonna go to the menus. You know, click on player, and then it should take you through here, and you should see all of your new fighters. Of course, there's Isaac Frost and all of them, but you know, there you go. You also should have a light heavyweight Andre Bishop, I believe. Nope, maybe it's middleweight. Yep, there you go. So there's a middleweight Andre Bishop too. So of course this did work. And then if we go through and go to Fight Night Store, obviously this isn't connected to the PlayStation Network because this is an emulator, but you'll see here you have everybody installed. As it went through the Heavyweight Legends pack, obviously you could kind of go along and see, but you've got everybody there that you need. There's your Andre Bishop, Isaac Frost, you know, all that stuff was there. And then alternate weight class is your lightweight, featherweight, some other people, like Manny Pacquiao, featherweight, etc. So those are all installed as well. I'm not going to go through all the weight classes and show you, but they are there. But there you go. And then of course to verify it works, this is like I just showed you guys. This is a fresh install of RPCS3. Went through the setup the way it's supposed to be done. So I'll show you guys here. Let's go featherweight. There's Manny Pacquiao, and we'll put him up against. Let's do a lightweight. Let's do Diego Corrales. And then, what do we want to fight? I don't know. Let's do. Honestly, let's do it in the pen. Where it all started, where the whole entire game starts. How about that? Put them both in the slammer. See if Pacquiao can fight a whole nother weight class here. It's actually funny because this is what Manny Pacquiao used to do. He'd put rocks in his pants and fight higher weight class fighters. So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, so this works like it should, of course. I'll go through the first round, kind of show you guys everything. So there you go. Going to the corner, of course. You know, works as it should. No weird crashes. I know it's used to. This worked at one point, and people like when the round first ended, it would like mess up and crash. But you know, obviously we can keep going as we're supposed to. No biggie. And boom, we score a knockdown. Opened him right back up. It's like he almost elbowed him in a way. But yeah. There you go. So, I'm gonna throw in the towel. Close the game out. Don't really care. But there you go. There's that for you. So, of course, Fight Night bare knuckle mode on RPCS3 does work. That's a fresh game install. Everything's pretty much from the beginning with a new install of the whole entire emulator. So there's that for you. Now I'm going to show you the settings I use to make the game run. So for one, we're going to go in here to create custom configuration. First things first, you're going to go in here and change your XFloat to accurate rather than approximate. And then you're going to turn on enable SPU loop detection. And now you're going to your GPU. I turn the Anisotropic Filter onto 16x because it helps with the weird like edges around some of the fighters and stuff. All this other stuff is pretty much what you call it, default. You will change your ZCull to approximate rather than the slow or precise. I believe it's approximate. I'll have to double check. Let's see. Yeah, it's approximate. Okay. So yeah, you set it to approximate. I changed my resolution scale up to make it upscale the game, and then pretty much downscale it to 1080p again. Just makes it look better, but I'm not going to bother with that. But you can. Default resolution, you can leave it at 28 or 1280 by 720. I will set it to 1920 by 1080 because that's just what my monitor is anyway. Your output scaling, this is more so of a it just when you change the resolution scale, it can help the image. I set it to Fidelity FX Super Res, and then I'll change my resolution scale to like 1440 or something. But you can set that there. This is more so like a thing that's kind of GPU specific. So if you don't have a good-ish graphics card, then I would probably just leave it how it is. I wouldn't even bother turning up the resolution scale. Just play the game as it is. But moving on from that, shader mode stays the same. You're going to turn on right color buffers, VSync, and multithreaded RSX. Now, asynchronous text for streaming is something that I don't have to use. These settings are going to vary person to person according to your PC because this game is very like hardware heavy. If you have like weird texture images or something, or the game just looks weird, turn this on and it should fix it. I don't have to use it because I don't get any weird like flickering or dark characters or anything in the game, so I leave it off. But if that's an issue you have, turn this on and it should fix it. And now moving on to your audio, you're going to turn off buffering and you're going to leave the audio out to Cubeb. This one is the only one I've found that actually works and keeps the stuttering to none to, or at least a very minimal amount. In the game, everything else in here you can leave like it is. If you have surround sound, you can change this, but I don't bother. And then I/O stays the same, system stays the same, network, all that stuff. Moving on to advanced, the one thing that you're going to turn on in here is accurate RSX reservation access. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I can't really explain it to you, but I had seen it in a video where someone was going through their settings and it was something that they turned on with the newer versions of RPCS3 because apparently it helps with something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but just turn it on. Trust me. So you do that. Everything else here, you're good. Press apply and then save custom configuration and you're all set. So that's everything for you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything, or need any help with something, please feel free to ask. If you need a way to obtain a copy of the game for RPCS3, leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to help you. Obviously, I can't put a link in the description for obvious reasons, but if you need help, just reach out to the comments and I'll be more than happy to help you. The settings for this will be in the description, as well as the download links to the DLC and the patch update. So I'll have both of those down there as well for you guys. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.